Hey, how you doing? So it's Wednesday and coming to a close on 2016, and I'm in the office by myself. All my coworkers are out doing home visits, field visits. This is my time to catch up on notes and paperwork and whatnot, and I'm done with all that. So I just wanted to take a minute to jump on here and do a little mid-afternoon, midday scope. Um, when you get in your quiet time, you have a lot of time to think and process and just kind of be alone with your thoughts and reflect on some things. It's coming to the end of the year, and most people do that. Most people get their New Year's resolutions all set in their head and their mind and all that stuff. But I'm not doing that this year. I don't make New Year's resolutions because most of the time they don't stick. Don't do them. Don't follow them. What I usually do is strive to be better, do better than I did the year before. Um, I take time to seek God for His heart for me for the new year, for the next season, for what's to come. Not just for me, but ministry wise, for the nation, just in general. But I also take some time to reflect on what I've learned from this year, the sum total of my experiences from the year. And when I tell you 2016 has been a doozy, I was on Instagram earlier and one of my friends that's a comedian posted, he was like, you don't see anybody posting talk about 2017 is my year because 2016 humbled everybody. Yep, pretty much. I think this year has been a great year of testing and trials and growth for a lot of people, for the body of Christ in general. Um, a year of great growth, of exponential growth, actually, for most people. They may not realize it now, but looking back in a few months, they will. Um, I think 2016 has also been a year of grief and tragedy for many, for the nation. I think the whole U.S. kind of went into a state of mourning after the election and just kind of disbelief. And it's been a very bloody year. We've lost a lot of people, had a lot of people murdered. Hey, um, had a lot of untimely deaths, a lot of close personal deaths, and that makes you think about your humanity. Hey, miss you too. Makes you think about your humanity. It makes you think about your time here, what you're doing with it, what you should be doing with it, and all of those things. And I'll be honest, today, as I was in my thoughts and just reflecting, I'm a little disappointed in myself, because there were some things that I could have gone after a little bit harder this year, but I chose to err on the side of caution instead of fully throwing my trust into God and what He had said and what He had spoken. That God has spoken some crazy, crazy things to me this year. And because of past experiences, past disappointments, past hurts, just things that have happened, I didn't trust God as much as I should have or the way I should have, based on His track record. People let you down every time, but if God says it, then it's going to happen. It's going to come to pass. And I think sometimes that's um, a lot harder to walk out that trust and that faith than it is to proclaim it. Yes, we can proclaim it and we can speak those things, to be and declare what's not until it comes, but declaring it and walking it out and having that faith is something totally different. I believe God for crazy big things, but this year I learned that there are some areas where my faith is not as strong as it is in some areas, like career-wise, work-wise. I believe God for crazy, stupid, just ridiculous stuff, for the impossible, that I can apply for jobs I'm not qualified for and get them, that I can pick a job and say, hey, that's mine, and go in and get it. Finances. I believe God for crazy provision. I believe He's going to make me a millionaire. He's going to give me, He's going to give me the opportunity to obtain wealth, not just have money, but to obtain and procure and perpetuate wealth. And wealth is not just, I got a little money in my pocket. Wealth is where you can leave it for other generations, where you can pass something down, where it's a legacy, where it's, where it's growing for itself, where your money's making money while you doing nothing with it. I'm talking that kind of wealth, because there's some things that God has placed on my heart to do for the kingdom, and I know He's going to finance it and back it up. So I'm believing He's giving me crazy ideas, things, programs, camps, centers, all of these things that He's given me plans and ideas for, that I haven't really told a lot of people about. I've written it, I've planned it out, I've written the curriculums and agendas and all of those things, and I'm just waiting for the appropriate time for God to open the doors for it to manifest. And sometimes I can believe God for those crazy things, but I have trouble believing God for the very personal things. And I'll be transparent. One of the areas that I really have trouble believing God for is the area of relationships and love and spouses and all that. I know what God has shown me. I know what He said He's going to do. But believing for that, after going through heartbreak and disappointment and losing someone that you love and had planned to spend your life with, and going through more heartbreak and disappointment and being lied to and cheated on and all of those things, sometimes it makes it a little hard to be positive in those areas and to really throw my faith fully there. It's not that I don't believe God can do it, but the track record that I have in that area is not the greatest. And that has nothing to do with God. A lot of times it was my choice to talk to a person, to date a person, entertain a person, to give them an opportunity, or whatever the case may have been. In other cases, I know what God said concerning that person, but at the same time, they had free will and choice, just like I did, and they chose otherwise. So for me, it was funny when God began to birth this singles ministry and to push me in that direction and to give me that baby. And I'm still working on it. I haven't given it up. It has been such a season of laboring, of enduring, of writing, of being open and transparent and learning about being single, about dating, about relationships, about love, about myself, about forgiveness, about trust, about communication, all of those things. And I truly believe that God is preparing me to be a wife. I know He is. He's already told me to finish my singles ministry, because in the next season I won't be single. But who knows how long that season is going to last. So I'm still working. I'm not rushing to finish my singles ministry just because of what I know God has said about the next season, because I know what He's birthing is going to bless others. So I still have to take my time and walk that thing out. Yeah. So I'm doing that. But this year I've learned how to be I don't know what the word is I'm looking for. I've come to a new place of contentment. Um, in my situation. You know, whatever your situation is, learn to be content. And sometimes that learning takes a while. So I'm still learning. This place is totally different than anywhere I've been before. You know, like I've said many times, I'm here by myself. I have very few friends here in Florida. I'm thankful for those friends. I'm not knocking them, but it's a big shift when you go from having a huge support network to a baby safety net. And I know that's intentional because sometimes God will put you in a place where you have to depend solely on Him for everything, for direction, for guidance, for friends, for relationships, for finances, for everything. And I've had to trust and depend on God for all of those things this year in transitioning to a new state, a new job, making friends, finding a new church home, all of those things. And on the outside looking in, it hasn't been difficult externally and physically doing it, but the internal struggles that I have faced this year sometimes have kicked my butt, and I'll be honest, have been greater than any external struggle that I faced. Being in the valley of decision so many times this year, and having to wait on God to answer, to come through, to provide instruction, to provide guidance. And even then, sometimes making those decisions and going back questioning, God, did I make the right choice? Was this me? Was this you and not me? Am I following you, or am I in my flesh doing what I want to do? God, is this the path that you want me to take at this time? Those questions are constantly going. And then when He's shown you glimpses of what your future looks like and where you're going, we as humans sometimes try to put ourselves in that trajectory, but we have no idea what route God is taking us on, because He doesn't show us every step. He may show us a place along the path. He may show us the ending place or somewhere in the middle. We don't know. He just sometimes gives us glimpses. And trying to get to those glimpses and, hey, Gams, the manifestation of those glimpses is hard sometimes, because you get in that place where you're like, God, I know there's more to you than where I currently am. I know what you've shown me. I know what you've promised me. And right now looks nothing like that. So you're trying to hold on to that faith and hold on to what He's shown you and what He's told you, and just make it to where He says that you're going. So right now I'm feeling like the children of Israel in the wilderness. And it's okay, because this is my wilderness season. I know the promised land is coming. But I'm trying not to complain. And I know I have. I'm just tell the truth. I've murmured. I've complained. But I have also repented and asked God to forgive me for murmuring and complaining, and to help my unbelief. Sometimes we have to do that. Sometimes that's part of encouraging ourselves. But it's 2016 has been a great year for me overall, even though it's had its ups and downs and bumps and lumps and scrapes and bruises. It's been a big year for me. I've been a lot quieter than I have been ministry-wise, because everything is transitioning and God is shifting and moving so many things. Um, I haven't been in a season of, like, I haven't been in full bloom. Let's see the way to put it. Like, in spring when the buds come up on the trees, right before everything blossoms, that's kind of where I am. I'm coming out of my winter season, and you can start to see signs of life again, to know, hey, she's not dead. Everything over there is not dead. She's starting to bud. We about to see her bloom. And that's where I am right now. So I don't know what 2016 has brought to you, has sent your way, but I pray that you can look back at your year and see growth and see pruning and see the hand of God making you greater and better and fine tuning you for the work that He has for you to do, for the gifts and the callings that are on your life. Even when it doesn't feel good, even when you're being crushed and pressed and you on that potter's wheel getting smacked down and reshaped all over again, I pray that you still see the hand of God and then know that it's all working together for your good, even when you don't like it, even even when you feel a little crazy sometimes. Sometimes when God speaks, the things that He speaks don't make sense. I told my friend this morning, God has been giving me sentences. I need Him to speak to me in complete paragraphs. Because there's other sentences in between the ones that He's been giving. So I need Him to fill in those other sentences in the paragraphs so I can have clarity and things make sense for me. But anywho, I pray that y'all are having a blessed day. It's Wednesday, it's hump day, and a short week for most folks. So a couple more days, we'll be back at the weekend, and we'll be back for Saturday Scope. So I hope you'll come hang out with me. And we'll talk about some stuff to come in the new year. Have a great day.